Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to your daily Bitcoin update. Also, a little bit of a weekend update. I mean, as most of you know, the weekend is usually not that volatile, and usually the price does not move that much. Last weekend, Bitcoin kind of stayed in a range between 27,800 and 28,100, and I'm not sure if I expect the same for this weekend. I mean, the market structure inherently is different, and this market structure actually does increase the chance of a breakout. Whether that will happen or not, it depends, and we'll take a look at some numbers in this video as well that would kind of support that. Or would invalidate that thesis of that a breakout is coming. But I'll tell you everything you need to know, all right? Tomorrow in the update, usually on Sunday, I do a little bit of a preview of next week. So taking a look at all of the news and etc. In this video, we'll talk a little bit about the news that came out yesterday about the SEC not appealing the loss in the grayscale case. I'll tell you what that means, but also what that means for the price, and just in general, we'll do a full update. So that's what we'll do. So let's get right into it. To start off with the technicals, the situation right now for Bitcoin, I would say, is either neutral or bearish. I don't see a lot of bullish momentum in here. You could argue that this trend line being respected is an indication of some bullish momentum, and that's true. But still, like, there's way more that's bearish, like all of the bearish breakouts of last week. Now the fact that Bitcoin respected that 382 fib after the news yesterday. So in general, I would say the market situation or the market structure is bearish, but there is some sort of a neutral structure here in the middle, which we're at, and that's this triangle. All right, because like I said, there is this trend line that's fueling some bullish momentum, and then there's this resistance level basically between 26,950 and then 27,100 that's holding Bitcoin back, and it will break out of that triangle at some point of time, and then depending on that breakout, we'll know the next moves. But obviously, we want to be able to already predict that a little bit. So first of all, when talking about the news, the loss yesterday by the SEC is actually not... yeah, I mean, it was a loss. I mean, the judge ruled that them rejecting the conversion of grayscale into an ETF instead of a fund or a trust, I believe. That's a loss, but eventually, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's now going to be an ETF. It will probably, like the most likely scenario in my eyes, is that they'll just reject it, all right, with some sort of a different reason, because this reason wasn't correct, but that doesn't mean that it's that they cannot find a different reason. And apart from that, so I mean, this is great, but we saw what it did to the price, right? It still respected resistance. So I mean, sure, if it gets approved, Bitcoin will rally, but that's not the most likely scenario right now. And then apart from that, we also see the dollar strength index, which has found support and is moving up, which is also bearish for Bitcoin. So in general, when thinking about this market structure, the most likely scenario still is a bearish breakout below 26,700 and a continuation down to this level right here between 26,200 and 26,000. Given the news, it's also relatively supported by the technicals. That's the most likely scenario. Now, personally, I'm always a fan of waiting for more confirmation. So personally, I will do that. But I must say that this is my most likely scenario. All right. Tomorrow, we'll talk a little bit more about the potential of getting a bullish breakout, even with this news, or what would need to happen. So we will talk about that as well. And finally, I do want to tell you briefly that I have my own premium trading group, in which I share my own trades. You get daily signals within the group, but you also become a better trader with the chat room and my own trading guide. So if that sounds interesting, consider joining. Links will be down in the description or the pinned comment. But for now, enjoy your weekend. Take care and bye.